welcome back to tonight's episode of the Dungeon Initiative. I know it's been some time, we've been a bit delayed, things going on in our personal lives, big changes, but now that we're back on track, we're looking to finish this little arc that we have going on.
Slightly started, but
Slightly started.
It sounds good. That's good.
No major announcements from me. I kind of really just want to jump right into this for you guys and get it going. So with that being said,
that's why you have me.
Intro.
If there's a block dungeon, and if there's no plan, you know who will have the initiative. The Dungeon Initiative.
So we should be good. I think we're good.
It's your phone.
It's your phone. Yeah, but you think you can cut it? Yeah, go ahead.
I already did.
Well, there you go. That's why. Are we good?
I don't know. I think so.
Sound check.
Yeah, we sound okay.
Dungeon Initiative. Oh, wait. Just a second. No.
Alright. So, when we left off, Zoe found herself in a meeting chamber in the Temple of the Fire. The rest of the party being sectioned off on their own with a couple of other adventurers that followed their own friends into this lair in order to become ascended into the status of godhood, or at least to become an avatar of the fire god. So it was during this time that you ran into a couple of other people on the same quest that were kind of in conflict with one another, eventually realizing that Red wasn't there for any of this at all, and he was actually there for his own personal matter, taking out and killing Mikhail Rosegold. Well, stabbing Mikhail Rosegold. We are still waiting to see what happens to him. You met another a tiefling named Genji from the city of Foothold. He adventured there as well when he felt like he had a higher purpose. Eventually looking to you and thinking perhaps you have more potential than he does. It was during this conversation that you met this very unusual elven man who kind of gave off this, off impression, and sure enough, your instinct served you well, and it was revealed that he basically was a vessel for a bunch of demons that took over his body, or were within his body. He began to unleash them, and his disciples also began to unleash demons from themselves. Some of the guards that were within the room with you guys, along with the other adventurers, the barbarians, they basically got themselves ready for the fight. And when we left off, we were going to roll for initiative. So if we have not done that, we're going to go ahead and do it now.
We have, so let's go. Natural 20. 25.
That's how we're starting tonight?
I guess so.
Apparently.
And then let's figure out Terry, because... Okay, that's a +5.
13.
Hold on a second, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Terry, and then what was your character's name, Finn?
Tora.
Tora.
And Rodney?
Yep.
Yeah. For Terry, they got 8.
It has to be like
Dungeon Initiative. Where's the load? There's right.
that makes sense.
Okay, let's see. Zoe, what was yours?
13.
Terry?
8.
Tora?
50.
Rodney?
Natural 20 for 25. Spirit bomb!
Woo!
I see where the popcorn then.
It's right in her ear.
No, if you get that.
Yep.
Don't eat it.
No.
Don't eat it. Don't eat it. I was joking. She might do it. Oh yeah, she comes over. She just never.
So, Zoe, the door had swung open for you upon contact, and you had seen this long passage leading to a circular room with a bunch of treasure and hidden armaments on the other side. At the center, you had noticed that there was an elderly man standing there next to this large table full of cups. And behind you, you had felt the presence of this evil being starting to awaken. And now, that elven warrior kind of like floats at the center of the room. The spirits kind of like shooting off of him. The guys that were sitting up in the bleachers, they kind of like have stood up, taken out their weapons, and they get ready to kind of face this new threat.
Bleachers?
I say bleachers, but they're like a seating, like a circular
In
seating.
the chamber she's
I'm
in?
sure there's
Yeah.
a proper
Yeah.
term
I didn't
for it.
remember that.
The bench warmers.
So it's not the room that we're
No.
in.
No.
Mm-mm.
There was like 4
So-
guys there that basically
There's
lost
the
their whole
lobby and
party
the
on the
waiting
way in.
room.
Ah, okay.
We're in the lobby. They're in the waiting room.
Yeah, they didn't get much screen time, so they didn't get any screen time really.
Next, I just remember like 4 people's talking. Her, the rose gold, the Genji, and then the other guy who. Ah!
Okay. So you see this this creature, elevated. His eyes have gone black and they have like this glow to them, and he's kind of looking right at you. And you hear a voice in your head begin to say, "Do not take any further steps." And out in the waiting area, you guys hear another loud bang on the door. And the girl that was crying over the rose gold, she's like pressed against the glass, looking over towards the med bay, and she's like just crying in tears and just seems to be transfixed with what's happening there. The barbarians and the guards have taken position up against the basically the cultists who have unleashed their own demons, who are now kind of like spread across the room and kind of afloat. The robots essentially have linked themselves to block the doors and prevent anyone from leaving through the exits. And up first we have Rodney.
Hey, you might want to focus on what's going on here rather than what's going on in the other room. To the chick. I don't remember her name. I don't think she
You
ever.
guys never asked for her.
Yeah.
No. The guards even said she was useless.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Alright. How far am I from closest enemy, essentially?
In this room. I meant to bring minis, but I forgot.
Okay, yes, sounds. My quarterstaff of warning right now.
Drops on the ground. It's just like.
Yeah, I mean, like, between where you are to the first enemy, you're about 20 feet away. And, again, like, the cultists, they're kind of all lined up one after the other, next to each other. And they're just still facing one direction. It's the demons that spawned off them that are kind of, like, latched onto the walls and just kind of, like, looking around to pick a target.
Okay, so considering those demons came off of those guys,
Mhm.
do I get the impression that if those guys go down, demons go by?
Make an insight check.
I have a pretty high insight too.
I literally can't. Can I? Just looks at you wrong after offering me one.
19?
You get that thought in your head, but the way that like the demons are kind of like acting, they almost seem to have their own like free will. And furthermore, what you guys all notice is that despite their shadowy appearances, some of them having horns, others just having like this expression to their faces. They also have above their heads what looks like these little I wouldn't say stars, they're like little diamonds, these little glowing yellow diamonds that are kind of circling around their heads. And every once in a while you can see that they like shimmer over their body.
Do I know what that is?
Not exactly, but you have this feeling that it's giving off some sort of radiant power.
Okay. But I haven't, but as far as I can tell, no connection of like, take out this guy, they all go down.
You don't think that that's actually going to work.
Okay. Alright, well, we're just gonna have to take them all out one by one, I guess. Let me see what I can do here real quick, because, it's been, I never played as a fucking monk before. See, a lot easier on a bigger screen.
Huh?
When we last talked about Baldur's Gate,
What about it?
you said that Sundays are your only time.
That Sunday afternoons would probably be the best time to actually make a permanent schedule for it.
Do you want to do that?
Sure. If anything, tomorrow I'm off at 6.
He's
I'm
off
trying to
at
think
7.
because I think I have something going on tomorrow night.
Well, what we'll do, we'll set up the list for you,
Yeah.
and we'll show you how to do it.
Last time I tried to do mods, I almost fucked up my computer.
They're not out of the wall mods. These are in game.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not like, oh hey, download
all this shit.
and then download an
I
alternate
can't
launcher.
stand it.
No, this
No,
is through the game
this is
itself.
all in game.
Okay, that works.
One of them's
I just gotta download the game.
one of them's a cool mod that increases your party limit from 4. So you can have your own squad of favorite characters.
Nice.
Just nine of us running around like.
How close did
Let's
you?
not play normal. Like, can we just have a
There's
normal
8 of us
campaign?
right now.
How close did you say was the closest one?
So like you got the guards and then the barbarians kind of blocking your way. Now, mind you, like this is meant to be like a waiting area, so everybody's geared up, but it's like being in a narrow hallway. It's like
Right.
15 feet out. And all these guys are all like geared up and like looking up at the ceiling. These demons are kind of like perched up and laughing.
Which
and
door is getting banged on?
Opposite side of where you're standing. So that is
That's the door she went through. Okay.
No, that's
like
the
50
door.
feet away from you. It's all like on the other side of the room.
I'm assuming behind the.
Okay, so we're close to the door that she went in then. So we're close to the door she went in. Okay.
No. So here, I'll show you the map. Look right here.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Look at the bed.
This is. Where are you going?
Just standing up.
This is where you guys came in.
Okay.
Here's the room. You're like right over here. See this arc?
Yeah.
That's you.
Okay.
This is where that window is facing into the med bay.
Okay.
Then what's the door?
The door's over here.
Okay, so
And then this is a double door that leads into this area.
this is where they are?
You are in here.
No, not
In the
me.
center.
I don't care about me. I know where I am. So
We're right here. Door that you
Okay,
went through. Terry,
so-
Tora, Rodney, Yonda is the name of the girl.
the door that I went to is this one?
Yeah, it's a double door
Okay, so
versus
then
a single
that.
door.
Ah.
Do they seem like they're trying to go for the door that they went in?
Who?
That Zoe went in?
The
monsters,
demons?
the demons.
Yeah.
No, they're looking down and they're
So
especially
they're
looking,
focusing on us.
They're mainly focused on the barbarians.
Okay.
Like they're prey.
their eyes are looking right at them, and
Alright.
they're kind of looking at each other and communicating without
I'm going
words.
to put on my hood and go invisible.
Okay.
The threat.
And I'm going to run around and try to flank one of the guys that's facing a barbarian.
Okay.
And
You running on the wall again?
I mean, if I have to.
Or
Sure.
you're just moving between them. So I mean, you have movement speed.
And he hasn't engaged yet.
Plus, I'm a halfling. I can go under legs and stuff,
Okay.
like under in between people's legs. So after you're okay. So I'm going to attack. Fuck. Plus 13, so 28.
To hit a demon?
I think so.
Okay, yeah. Like there's like one, like most of them are kind of latched to the walls. So if you're like kind of running between everybody, you're going for the left side of where you're facing, and you're gonna like just like maybe punch up at the guy that's there.
So yeah, I'll attack that. And they're flanking or the barbarians on the other side of them, flanking.
They're still on one side of the room. They should still be like.
Yeah, I mean like you guys are basically split up. So like half of the room
You're
is
making
all
the
you
first
guys,
view.
and then half the other set is like like the guys standing in the middle of the row.
Yeah.
Those are the like the cultist followers,
Okay.
and then like latched to the walls
Okay, well,
are the demons.
I rolled 28 to hit. So is that hit or no?
It hits.
Okay.
One turns to look at you as you're running up, and you just
I'm
leap out
invisible.
from between the crowd. I think they can see you.
Do they have true sight?
They do now. No, I'm just kidding. No, I don't think so. No.
Or are they looking at? Are they looking at Torah?
They're looking at the barbarians right now.
I was about to say if they have true
So
sight.
technically this
Torah,
is
he's a biblically
sneak
accurate
attack
angel.
then, right? Wouldn't this count as a sneak attack then?
Yeah.
Are you a rogue?
No.
Okay.
I'm just asking, like,
so, I mean,
that's
but you don't get
thing.
sneak attack damage.
Okay.
That's the trap.
Technically,
Yeah.
you get advantage on the attack because you are stealth.
Yeah, I already did that part, just making sure. So 6 plus 8, so 14. Yeah, 14
14 to hit?
damage.
Oh, 14 damage.
Yeah.
What kind of damage is this?
I'm using my fist, but I think at this level technically counts as magical attacks.
Yes, you can also. You should be able to actually do. Because the new setup will. They're treated as magical attacks, but you can also make it force damage instead of normal damage.
Yeah. Take your turn. Sorry.
I'm trying to figure it out, but it's hard to do that when you have to go. Where's that one thing? Fuck. Okay, so how much damage? 14 damage, and then I'm just gonna do flurry of blows. So spend a key point to make two unarmed strikes as a bonus action.
Should be 3.
3 or 2? It says 2 on here.
Kitchen hand. It should be 3.
Is that 2024 rules?
Is that
or?
bludgeoning damage that you're hitting him with first? Is that 14?
Where would it say? Yeah, bludgeoning.
Okay.
It's fist.
Noah, can you actually sit in that chair right there? You're like just out of camera. There, you're gonna be on camera. Thank you.
Yeah, I spend the key to do flurry of blows. You get 2 more unarmed strikes. So that's another 28.
What kind of damage is this?
Same thing.
Is that the hit?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that hits.
Same amount of damage, 14.
But what kind of damage is that? Is your question?
Bludgeoning from what it says on there. And then third unarmed strike. 13 plus 13, so 26.
That hits, yep.
I just used that. 13 damage. And I'm going to spend another key point on that one to deal an extra d8 of necrotic damage to it. 8 necrotic damage. And I'll end my turn there.
So yeah, you go invisible, rush between the legs of all the other guys. You leap up, throwing out your punches, and this like thing like kind of like looks wildly around like, what just happened? And then from there we're going over to Genji. Genji in the other room with you. He like raises his hands, looking about. The demon's kind of like swirling around against the walls, trying to pick a target. He looks to you and he just says, "Just continue and run. He's trying to get in our heads." And then like he just lashes out, and you just see these vines like ripple out of the ground, come up and like latch onto the legs of this creature who just seems unbothered by this. And yeah, that's gonna be his turn for now. And that goes over to
Him?
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, that is a 20.
So, the creature at the center of the room You notice that like these threads of black kind of like begin to kind of flow out off of him. His clothing kind of like doing like this warble thing as he's floating in the air, and his eyes, without moving, like just directing to you, says, "This is what happens to those who resist." And he raises his hand, and you see this light begin to grow, and you suddenly feel this radiant power coming off of him, and then it just and blasts right into Genji, who gets knocked back into the bleachers. From there, we go over to barbarians.
So are you gonna roll for each one of them?
No, just as a group.
Okay.
So yeah, they are going to charge forward wildly, pushing between the guards, and they begin to swing away at whatever they can hit.
Oh my god.
Some of them do manage to get a couple of good hits in. The demons kind of like, shifting and like, seeing this incoming attack. Some of them dodge, but others get like blades like right into their chest. But they seem to kind of just laugh at them. And the barbarians are just like, "We'll see who's laughing when we finish off your friends." And then one of them turns towards like one of the cultists, and they swing the axe and they cut their head clean right off. And nothing happens, but the body drops. And they're just like, "I swore that would do something."
That is definitely a brand of a barbarian.
And from there, we go over to the girl, who's just like sitting up as she looks through the window. No! No! She goes into this crazy fit of crying. She's like screaming. She's rocking back and forth in the corner. And then the guards, hearing her scream like this, turn to look at her, and they say, "Heavens no!" And they look up, and the fire wisp that's kind of moving around suddenly like freezes, and it just starts zooming around the room. And you watch as each one of them gets hit in the forehead, and just instantly just engulfs in fire.
Oh!
It's an elemental, right?
It's a form of elemental.
It's a form of elemental. It's an elemental.
This thing zooms around the room.
Do I hear anything from it?
You hear like a
No, like actual words.
no. It's not speaking or anything. It seems to just exist solely for this purpose. And the guards go up in flames, and
Is this one of those, what is my purpose? Fast butter.
that's it.
Oh
You-
my god.
You melt the living daylights out of people.
Oh, but that sucks.
So now you guys have 5 barbarians and yourselves in the room, along with a screaming girl.
Wait, what?
She is still alive.
How? What?
Why? Like, Tor's like standing there, he's like, oh shit, that actually happened.
Why are you still alive?
Why are you still alive?
I can erase that now. And it goes over to Tora.
Just kind of staring at the girl.
Yeah, she's like, she watched as like all of them just went up in flames, and she's just like,
Were you not here with them?
no, not really.
Who were you here with?
I followed them. I'm not even supposed to be here. I have to
Murder.
She's like, I have to tell his father what happened.
My goodness, the drama we needed.
No.
And you still have 6 demons floating around the room.
Are there any of them in the cluster?
Can you open that, Brent? They're all kind of like spread out, like across the ceiling and the room itself.
Sound seems a little off on the Twitch. The sound seems a little off on Twitch, but voices are coming through.
Okay. Guess who's dead?
Huh?
Guess who's dead?
Oh, fucking soldiers.
The girl.
No.
By the way, this is who I
Cora?
based her off of from The Walking Dead.
Oh my god.
I've never seen her!
Who?
What
Who is
season
this?
is she from?
Like the final 2 seasons,
Dude!
essentially.
I'm not
So-
even caught up!
I'm not spoiling nothing. It's just a character.
Hey, who was it?
It's just a character.
The pink-haired girl is still alive,
Okay.
So,
but the guards are dead.
Essentially, she was looking through
Oh,
the
all
window
of
Yeah.
during the fight, and
that means Rose Gold's done.
basically Rose Gold finally died, and the wisp, the fire wisp was floating around, just suddenly started shooting around the room, and it like went through all of their foreheads, and they just caught fire and just went into ashes, except her. And she just revealed essentially that she was never supposed to be part of the adventuring group, that she followed them here.
She was just there.
She was just there.
I mean, there's always other groups. That's the thing.
But from there we go on to Tora.
Also, I finally had a second attack. I just saw that on my character sheet.
Too late.
Too late.
But next turn, is it alright if I could do 3 attacks then to kind of make up for
How's
that?
everybody else feel about that?
I mean, I'm fine with it. I'm using the 2024 version. I thought we were using 2024 version.
I've been using 2014.
Nobody said anything against it. I just made a monk and I didn't realize it was the 2024 version.
It's fine for now.
This
The
shit's
main-
wild. Like,
Your main campaign characters should not have anything
No,
from the
no.
new, from the new
No.
stuff.
No.
But it's fine.
no, that's what I was like using this for. Was the
Okay.
I thought that was the concept of the side quest, was to test some of this stuff. It's my turn. Are any of them in a cluster?
No clusters.
Within
they're,
20
they're,
feet of each other.
They're yeah, I mean like fairly enough. Yeah, like they're within 10 to 15 feet.
Okay, cool. Is there a chance I can hit 3 of them with a 20 by 20 area?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Such specific questions.
One of
You
the
have to
things, one of the things the Way of Elements has, and this is actually like even 2014, is Elemental Burst. We technically can fireball with Keyblade blast.
Yeah.
Yeah. You actually bumped her in the head with it. I wasn't fully paying attention, and he swung it over. It looked like it knocked her out.
Why are you staring at me?
I'm waiting for him to take his turn.
I
That's-
know.
They have to make a dexterity check of 18.
I moved it. Because you can move the box.
2 fails, 1 pass. 2 fails, 1 pass.
Okay. The 2 fails are going to take full damage, and the
That's fixed out.
what?
You're driving me insane.
13 points of damage across the board. And then the one
What kind of
that
damage is this?
succeeded, it's going to be cold damage this time.
Cold damage?
Yeah.
What kind of blast is this? Is it just like an explosion or?
Yeah, it's just the elemental burst.
So you, it explodes and it just cascades over the walls and the ceiling. It like hits some of them and they're like kind of like waiting for the blast, and they kind of like, and they seem unaffected.
Huh. Okay.
What kind of damage was it?
One element down.
That was cold.
Yeah.
How did they look when I hit them?
Are you gonna tell me you had cold damage now?
No.
You said bludgeoning and the other. You haven't done any other type of
It was
damage.
essentially bludgeoning, and then that extra damage was necrotic.
I mean, like it seemed like it definitely affected them because like when you started punching them, they were like, you know, like there's a bee. Not literally like that, but you know what I mean.
No, it's canon now.
But yeah, it seemed like it did affect him.
Punches him, looks over, sees the other demon. What? Did you just hit me? They start fighting each other.
shadowy bastard.
And that's it.
Yeah, that's gonna be what my whole turn is.
And from there we go over to Zoe.
Yeah, patient demons.
So you see that Genji like is on the ground and he's like rolled over, and you can see that there's like this wound that he's been blasted with. You can kind of see his like skin singed, and the hole went clean through. And he's just like kind of holding on to it. He's like, that did not feel pleasant. Ugh. Meanwhile, there's like the swirling effects in the room.
Essentially, like that's how I picture it. It's just the center of the room. This dude's just like. What do you do? Sorry. You restricted it.
Let me in.
Oh, that was a good scene too.
He was telling her to run. That's what I remembered.
He was telling you to just keep going.
Yep. So
Yeah.
she's going to turn away from him,
Mhm.
but have Eris like peeking so he can protect her, like
Okay.
look from the back, just in case. And she's just gonna go ahead and start running straight towards him.
How much of your movement speed are you going to use?
You're shifted also, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
So you have 40 feet movement speed.
I'm gonna. Should I do? I feel like I should do the 30, but also have the 10 just in case.
Okay.
30 feet.
30 feet? Okay. You begin to move. This does get you about halfway down the hallway. The closer you get, the elderly person that's standing in that room kind of slowly turns towards you. You can see that, like, their beard, it's white, it's grayed, it looks very brittle from the distance that you're at. Maybe he's just been growing this thing and just letting it do its thing, right? It's almost like down to his knees. And you notice that, like, a lot of his features are sunken. Like, he's really, really old, maybe really frail. From this perspective, you get the feeling that if you had just, like, maybe rubbed his skin the wrong way, it would just peel off. But when he looks at you, you feel this familiarity. Like someone that you've known at some point. And you start to realize that it's the original fire god himself. Standing there watching you approach. The further away you get from Genji, him shouting and the battle ensuing behind you, the quieter it starts to kind of get. And you hear a voice in your head say, the journey here must have been quite difficult. But the hardest choice is the one you're going to make tonight. And he begins to kind of move aside for you, and you can see the table before him. There are many different cups sitting upon them. Some in gold, some in wood, copper, brass. And he kind of gestures toward it, and he says, you must choose. Is that the end of your turn?
I'm not letting metagame this.
No, you're fine. How far is that table from me?
Right now, you're about 25 feet until you
Okay.
close that gap.
You can fiery teleport over there as a bonus action.
That is true. I'm gonna try. The thing is, I don't know how that room is fully yet. I'm gonna go ahead and hold, no, not hold. I'm gonna go ahead and end my turn right there. But I'm just gonna glance to Eris. Keep an eye behind me.
Eris, focus, and then you close the gap, or you're just gonna kind of wait there.
I'm gonna go ahead and move the 10 feet more.
Okay.
And then,
At this point, you get closer and closer. At this point, it just sounds muffled behind you. Eris, still on your shoulder, right? Says, it's kind of hard to see them from here.
if they get within our bubble and really close to us. You know what you can do. Just protect me, okay?
Okay, I will. When you get closer, the fire god speaking in your mind says, "Those you brought with you, are they your closest followers?"
From the time that I've been with them, they did everything that they could to be on my side and to help me get here. And one of them had the chance to be able to come this far as well. But he wanted me to pursue because he wanted to support.
Should you should you make your choice, and you are correct with this choice, you will need your followers in the coming days. Those closest to you that believe in your strength, for that is the life force of a god. We do not exist without the praise of the mortals. We do not come to be without their belief. When you choose, you must choose wisely, for the rest that came with you to this chamber will not be allowed to leave.
Alright,
You understand my words?
I do.
Did they understand what you were choosing to do?
They do.
Then choose.
Rodney and the idol group. Follow us that way, follow us that way, follow us.
From there, we go over
Close fix
to
everything.
Terry.
Terry.
Oh yeah.
Meow! Runs off.
Terry. I steal something.
Oh god.
From what? The demon? Are you stealing
I don't
his
know,
eyeball?
Let me see what Terry can do.
Absolutely. Steals things.
Or what does he have?
He does have holy water.
He does have holy water.
Um, do I have holy water?
Terry, yes.
There's
we
nothing
did.
on inventory here.
No.
That's why.
We actually discussed that last
yeah.
session.
Okay.
Where we rolled
Yeah,
for
we
the
did,
existence.
and she doesn't write anything down.
How much holy water do they have
It was
then?
like a vial.
Just a large bottle.
Yeah.
Can I just like
So there's about
drizzle
I'd say,
some
like,
onto
what,
a blade?
3 uses out of that bottle.
Something like that.
So I mean, if you use it all together, it's per use it's 2d6 radiant damage. So it's about 66 radiant damage if you were to splash the whole thing
Well, if I were to like kind of pour some of that onto a blade, would that essentially give the blade radiant damage?
for that turn. Yes.
For that turn?
Pour it on my hands. Fixing to throw these hands.
Actually.
Yeah.
Since I barely know what the fuck they Alright, give me your hands.
What?
What? Did you really?
Yes.
It seems like something Terry would do, I guess.
Yeah, it does.
So now you can do radiant damage on your attack, and then would that be an action or what?
I'll let you do it for free.
He's like, I'm done today.
I just don't know what the fuck to do.
Does she have a bow?
Let me see.
No, there's just 2 short swords and an unarmed strike.
What the heck?
And then they're at 78 health, and then it shows all their stats and stuff. My god, our AC is at 13.
She did not really
She
do
didn't work
anything
on it.
with it.
They're the only feat on here is mobile. Like there's like nothing else.
Oh,
Yeah, no, she did not do anything.
Yeah, I would have to like go on the DN the rogue class page to figure out like most of the stuff. For now, I'll just say
How much did you use on that holy water?
was it like 3 uses on it?
3 uses.
I would say 1 use then, just to
Just
to both
Oh.
hands. It's just
Okay.
like your hands were like
Sanitizer.
your hands were like this, and it was just rub it in.
I was gonna say
When I need some
you could
sanitizer.
just put it on the short sword. But then my brain's also saying you should hold
I'm gonna
the rest of
have
it.
Terry hide behind Tora and essentially ready an action to where like if anything comes close to him, he'll just kind of go in for an attack.
Okay.
That's adorable.
I need to look in to see like what I can
Oh,
do
no,
with
you're
her.
That's actually
That's
pretty
perfect.
smart. That's
Yeah.
what I was hoping
Yeah.
she would do with that's what I was hoping that she would attempt to do with Finmer and LeBay.
Do I roll for
'Cause he's
stealth
big.
or anything?
Yeah, you would have the roll of sneak.
Ah, fuck. Let me zoom in. Jesus Christ. Plus 12.
Rolls a natural 20.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20, yeah. For stealth.
At least it's a 20.
What is it?
Dirty 20 for stealth.
You're just trying to stealth right now from the
Yeah,
beginning.
kind
Yeah,
of
right
going
behind Tora.
You were
behind
good.
Tora.
You're fine.
I'm kind of getting at
These
an
guys
angle.
haven't even noticed you yet. They're still looking at the barbarians.
Awesome.
The one is like looking around for Rodney right now, like
I'm kind of getting at an angle to where like if any of them go for Tora,
making demon noises. They'd be like,
I'm kind of going at an angle to where like if any of them go for Tora, Terry will be able to do like an attack on them to get some sneak damage in onto them. Almost got a 22 because look, like that was just one little movement away from a 20. Just a little, and it would have been a 20.
okay, and that's it.
Yeah. I have to look in and see like what I can do with her character.
So,
I forgot you have this.
What? How'd you? I forgot too, actually. Oh my god.
pick a number from 1 to 10.
3.
You say
Between 1 and 10.
3.
6.
you actually got it on the dot. So you need to make a charisma saving throw.
For who?
You need to make a charisma saving throw.
For who?
No, they can't see you.
Yeah.
There's for Terry. But they can't
But
see
they
Terry.
can't see Terry.
Oh, fuck.
It's you. Hold on. That works. Okay, hold on. You're good. So, the demons being all like scattered and like looking right at the barbarians. The barbarians begin to kind of like raise their weapons, getting ready for another assault. They begin to get themselves ready for another assault, readying their axes and their swords, and they're like rallying up. Ah! And suddenly, the demons suddenly shoot forth and go into each of the barbarians. They turn to look at you guys.
We gotta beat the shit out.
And then
Tora's just like,
you notice that the one before you, not seeing a target, zooms out past you.
Oh no.
Goes right past you, and you hear a
To the girl.
and the girl is now possessed as well. Oh, this feels good. Oh, it's nice to have a mortal body again. One so delectable.
Like Tora's like
Don't care much for the tears though.
specifically to this one. This one kind of like sees Tora staring at him for a little bit.
You interested, buddy?
You've actually given me a reason to absolutely deck you.
She's still in here, you know.
Okay,
Crying.
that's fine. She'll cry more.
Sure you want to join my side?
Not really.
Why not? You
You're
get
annoying
benefits.
and she's annoying. I don't like royalty.
You get benefits. And he leans in and he goes,
Benefit of a day
"The
off.
celestial kind."
Celestial kind?
Oh yeah, baby. Just wait till you see the New World Order. It's great. And then all of the barbarians in unison, it's fantastic.
See, that was creepy.
Trick question. When that demon flew by me, did that give me a attack of opportunity?
No, because you missed your opportunity. You need to speak up faster.
Damn!
I literally looked him in the eye and
I'm
I'm
also
like,
trying to read
it
on fucking
zooms
roads.
by you and goes right between you.
Yeah, he did
Terry
give you
just
an
leaves on her.
opportunity.
I'm also reading on rogue, so it's like I'm kind of
Multitasking?
Yeah.
Oh, you're good.
And you currently can't see what's happening behind you, so we're going to leave that as is. We're going to go to top of the order, back to Rodney. Rodney, you now have 5 cultists just standing in the middle of the room, staring off in the distance, and then you have the barbarian guys. Oh shit, there's 5 of them now.
Rodney, wherever you are, the cultists
Just stay quiet.
The cultists are just vessels. They are useless demons and barbarians. Not good.
Oh boy. This would have been a lot easier if I could just knock out a cultist and then everything could just go back to normal, but that's not the case.
You're a smart kid, but
Just randomly gets a vision of Zoe just smiling at him like, you can do this.
Advantage on everything.
transcends.
Level 20.
Hair turns white. You just hear the Ultra Instinct music start. Oh god.
That's when the music just keeps da, 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 da,
Oh my god.
I can do this.
I still remember when he literally opened the shirt more. Like, you see this?
That shit was funny. This is so dumb.
Okay. And you said I can use a third attack since I forgot to use it last
Yes,
time,
the group is allowing you to do your
Yeah.
3 attacks.
right? Okay. Fuck. So since they went into barbarians,
He did just say that you can do whatever, right?
Who desires?
Oh boy. Which one's the closest barbarian? Or actually, who's
like
just the closest enemy right now?
5 feet of you. Like they're not too
Sure.
far. Again, you guys are all pretty in a tight room right now.
Okay.
It's basically a hallway fight.
Is this the way?
How many of them are there?
The barbarians?
Yeah.
5.
So
And then the one girl.
And then the girl makes 6 enemies currently in the room. The robots are just on standby, locked in with each other.
Okay, so for the first attack, I guess I'll go for one of the barbarians.
Okay.
Do I still have advantage since I'm invisible?
Yeah. She's okay where she's at.
I'm not sure she's
Yeah, like it's that camera.
Natural 20.
Okay.
So for that one, I'm going to punch the barbarian right
Just to be clear, like there's always been a thing about like non-lethal. You don't have to like try to kill the body.
No, I'm not trying to kill
So,
them,
I mean, like-
but
so non-lethal.
Yeah.
So I mean, you can do the damage you need to.
Yeah, still doesn't mean we're not gonna beat the shit out of the girl.
So non-lethal.
actually, so I'm gonna spend a key stunning strike
Okay.
on that barbarian
Okay.
to stun him.
Okay.
So I guess they have to roll for Constitution.
Yes.
What is this considered? This condition?
It's not magic.
They're stunned, so
Is that
Stunned
considered
until
like
the end of
paralyzed
your-
or petrified?
they'll,
No,
they'll,
stun is its own condition.
they'll just be stunned till the end of my next turn.
Okay.
So you have
So I roll for
paralyzed,
Constitution.
petrified, but then you have stun, which stun means they're incapacitated while in that condition, and it's stunned for like back around until his turn.
Yeah.
Okay. So it just happens.
They would have to roll for Constitution.
So you have to be an 18 for Constitution. Or is your 18?
16.
3.
That's when
And it's just
the music from
literally-
Shang-Chi kicks in from the tree.
Yeah, like
And it's just like
they go
falls back.
down, like the body's just laying there, but then like you hear like from the mouth just this voice. God damn it! I can't get any control of this thing.
So it's literally the scene from Shang-Chi when he knocks that first guy in the train.
Yeah, and then you just have this demonic voice just coming out of this mouth that's not moving at all.
And I'll just try to move in between the next guys. Okay, so now I'll move into my actual attacks for this turn. And, okay, go for the next one.
Okay. How much damage did it do with the?
It's just stunning
Okay,
them.
it's just a stun.
You still do damage. The point gets spent on the attack. So you still do damage.
But are we looking to actually hurt the barbarians, though?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, because you're doing non-lethal. You're trying to take them down without killing them.
Okay. So, 7 plus 8, so 15.
Next, bludgeoning.
Yeah.
All right. And then follow up.
Okay, so then I'll move on to the next one. They're both kind of cocked.
That 16 is incompetent.
There's a 16 and a 19.
I believe in the 16 more than I believe in that 19.
No, they're both actually.
Yeah, they're both
From
kind
how
of.
I'm looking at it right
yeah.
here, I can see that the.
Should I just roll them both?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I could see how it was.
That would be awesome.
It was like this, huh?
So,
Like that, basically.
Okay, 14 plus 13, so 27, yeah.
Points of damage.
no,
Attack.
Well, that hits. Yeah.
You rolled 214. You're such a dad.
How many times can I use it?
It's once per turn. The stunning strike.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's once per turn.
It says no action on it.
Yeah, but it will say in the wording once per turn.
You okay?
No.
Yours doesn't?
It
Mine
says
does.
when you hit a melee,
Should've said
when you hit with a melee weapon attack, you can spend 1 key point to make the target stunned until the end of your next turn if it fails on con saving throw.
As long as they're not.
So I guess that's
like,
one good
fully on
advantage
the feet.
versus the old school versus the new
Yeah.
school, because I'm running new school and mine says once per turn.
So
Go ahead, Elena.
I'm gonna stunning strike this one also.
Okay.
So roll for con. I'm gonna roll damage roll.
This is actually kind of interesting.
7.
So that one gets knocked to stun too.
That's
And
actually
they
kind of
take
interesting
10 damage.
because he's running the old school monk and I'm running new school monk.
Okay.
Mine doesn't have that. I can only do it once per turn.
Well, remember he's using it from the last.
Yeah,
turn.
he's using the previous one. So like where mine does it once per turn, I get 3 attacks on Flurry of Blows and he gets 2. That's kind of cool actually, because it's like 2 different monasteries train these 2 guys.
Yeah.
It makes more sense now.
So now
I'm just saying.
Stop laughing. He's trying.
then I'll go for the next one. I'll go for the next one there.
Okay.
You know what? You're walking home.
Wow.
16 plus 13, so 29.
That hits. Yeah.
Bucket one.
Stunning strike.
6.
Let's go!
And they're all just yelling like they're so mad.
Yeah, they're just like cross-talking each other, just like I should have stayed in Barbados.
So that's 13 damage for that one. 13 damage. And I'm going to spend another key for.
Just one of them on the ground, like you should have just stayed in Hawaii, man. You could have just been out there smoking the ganja, and I got retired into this thing. I really didn't want to be here.
Spending another key point to do Flurry of Blows as for my bonus action.
Look, demons have personalities.
Apparently that one might be the runt of its personalities.
He just likes to smoke a lot.
So, Flurry of Blows, how many are left?
I don't know.
How many barbarians were there?
Oh.
5 barbarians, you hit 2 of them.
I had 3.
You
No, he hit 3.
You had 3.
There's 3 of them stunned right now.
So you have 2 more.
You have 2 more barbarians still on their feet.
Okay, so I
Well,
just
1
use,
more 2 more
So I
barbarians.
use
still on their
flurry of blows. So that's gonna give me 2 more unarmed strikes here.
feet. Okay.
So going for the next one.
He's going for the Yahtzee.
23.
That hits.
Make the save.
Stun.
Stop.
21.
Okay, so that one beats it.
It just stares at you and then starts laughing.
He doesn't see me. I'm
It
invisible right
it
now.
just stares off into
He
who
feels
knows
his hand
where.
on his leg.
What? Why is everyone falling? And I got 1 more. I'll just try it again on this same guy. Nah, this one's not gonna hit. So 9 plus 13, so
22.
yeah.
22 to hit.
Yeah.
That hits. Yeah.
Oh,
It
They're
still hits.
barbarians.
It's
They don't wear
stun.
armor.
It's because he rolled higher on his
19.
stun.
oh yeah, he wins.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Oh shit.
Why aren't you falling?
and I'm just gonna.
Step back.
Let me subtract
Put this shit on that.
I used quite a few key points just in that one turn. Wait, but I still can roll damage from that last hit also, from the previous one. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13 damage.
Alright.
From there, it's gonna move back and turn.
Okay. So from there, you move back. We go over to Genji, who's currently engaged with a battle that you guys can't see at all. And
I can sense it. Zoe's in danger. I must get through those doors.
My God.
You standing before this altar of cups. Again, there's different variations to them. When we get to your turn, you can kind of like ask questions. Right?
Okay.
Eris suddenly like stirs on your shoulder, and he's just like, I don't know what's happening, but is that good? And if you were to look back at the end of the hallway, you can kind of see like that, like kind of like this. You know when things aren't rendered,
Mhm.
right? It kind of looks like that, but you see like the creature kind of like floating up to it, and then just push his hand, and you see it start to kind of like push through.
Because it's just hands.
He's not allowed to enter and he's being denied.
Was this an action? This was an action. Wasn't it? Okay, guys.
And from there we go over to Tora.
How many
Tora
more
kind of seeing
until
them
it's my
fall
turn?
one by one.
How many more until it's my turn?
And the next one that looks like he got hurt.
Fuck.
Are you still technically there?
I'm invisible. I moved back.
Okay.
He moved back like 5 feet. Or a few
I
feet.
would move back
Something
about
like
10
that.
to
Did the
15 feet.
barbarian look in the direction of Rodney?
They're definitely like kind of looking around, right? The stunned one's obviously being stunned, and then like the 2 guys who are like didn't get stunned. One of them seemed to kind of go like this, like squint his eyes when he did his step back.
Okay, kind of like running up real fast. He like turns and like goes to punch. He's still about 15 feet away.
Okay.
But he goes to throw his fist, and off of it comes lightning,
Okay.
and it strikes into.
That one.
Yeah.
Wow, there actually really isn't much to add to the sheet. From what I'm seeing. Like,
No, you
yeah.
got a lot of dodges in your utility dump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is lightning damage coming his way.
Yeah.
To hit?
Yeah.
Yeah, that hits.
They could do a thing.
Oh,
What's
A
the
save.
save? What kind of save?
Constitution.
Plug wall. 14.
It fails. It's stunned, and because it's incapacitated, I'm gonna force it to make a strength saving throw, but it can't because it's treated as incapacitated. And that guy is going to fly about. 10 feet. And
Okay, so it flies back. And like they kind of just like look up from where they were staring. Like the entire time that they got hit and they flew back, these little electrical currents kind of running across the barbarian's body. They were just still staring like in the direction that Rodney had taken off in, and then they just kind of shift their gaze to you and just smile.
And then on the other one that he struck, this is the one that he struck now. Oh, I didn't even roll damage for this. That's got that's even better because that's got holy on it too.
That's got what?
Holy damage.
The holy water that Terry poured on
Oh,
us.
okay. Calculate the lightning damage first, and then the radiant damage next.
10 points of lightning damage,
Okay.
and the radiant was 2d6. 8 points of radiant. And then the next attack is going to be on the one that he hit last that survived the stunning strikes. That's going to be 30.
To hit?
Yeah.
Okay.
This one's actually at range, like close up.
Okay.
16 points of lightning damage. 6 points of radiant damage. And I'm going to make him make a strength saving throw.
Fails. 7.
Okay, it gets sent towards the knocking of the door. I guess would be the direction is that's in.
Mm-hmm. Which again has like the robot standing in front of it.
10 feet, and then moving forward 5 feet, strikes again with flurry of blows.
Okay.
Furry of blows.
Flurry of blows. That's a 31.
Yeah, that hits. Yeah.
Make another strength saving throw.
15.
It fails. 12 points of lightning damage. 5 points of holy damage.
Damn it.
Natural 20.
Okay.
Something I just realized I could have done, but doesn't matter now. With the flurry of blows, I could have added flurry of healing and harm. Cause more damage.
Interesting. That's going to be 10, and then you want to include the holy damage on the critical?
Okay.
Okay, so that would be 22 points already, 10 points of lightning damage and 12 points of holy damage. And then the regular damage roll on top is 9 points of lightning damage.
So, I mean, at this point, you're onslaughting the body, right?
Yeah.
You're causing damage. And there's no non-lethal here. Like, you're causing lightning damage, there's radiant damage involved.
The stunning.
They're stunned, but you're still damaging them, right?
Like a taser.
mean,
Are they unconscious yet?
the body at this point would drop.
Okay.
It's still gonna.
If I see the body drop, stopping my last attack.
I mean, like he drops, and you see like standing in his place is the demon, kind of looking down at the body and just goes, "Oh well, that sucks."
And then on the last attack, to the demon.
Okay. Go ahead and roll the damage.
That'll be 13 points of lightning damage. And 7 points of radiant damage.
So, when you strike with the lightning, you can see like it kind of like surge through his body. He just kind of and you can see the sparks of like the radiant kind of like trickle through the lightning. And he looks at you and says, "Did you not hear, my friend? We had an upgrade."
So lightning and holy don't work.
So we have to beat them. That's how we beat them.
Okay. Rips off Toga.
And is that the end of your turn? If so, I think we should take a break because she's out right now. We'll take like a 10-minute break. Sound
Sure.
good?
Can I borrow that $3 and pay you back eventually?
Yeah. Eventually.
How much was it? 6?
3.
No, the 6 that I gave you?
Oh, you handed me 5.
5? Okay.
I gave 2 of it to them for the tip. Thank you for pizza.
Yeah, no
for
problem.
assisting in the pizza. Technically, they're thanking you for the tip because I didn't have tip money. 10-minute break.
My stomach's
I don't need me to clip
Like 4 years.
All right, y'all.
2021 or 2022 is
Let
when
me.
We are back. And after a bunch of stunning strikes. Hi.
Hi.
How long did it last?
Stop it, you guys.
How long did the stuns last?
Till the end of my next turn. End of his next turn also for that guy.
So essentially you can just keep stunning them?
Yes.
So I guess there's only one barbarian still standing right now.
No.
No?
No.
What?
You didn't hit Yonda though.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, Yonda's still up.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Why
3
are my
years.
fingers dead? Since
Moses.
the last season?
Since the last season of Stranger Things. 3 years.
What's the point?
The ending.
Finally
I hope it's a solid ending. And if they don't have Eddie riding across the sky with
demons?
No, with what's her name? Chrissy. Just riding off into the night together.
Wake up!
I don't like
Whole weight was wasted. Whole weight would have been wasted. Like, come on, bring back my favorite.
Are we back on?
I don't ask them to revive anybody on Stranger Things. I've been pretty accepting of things.
Eddie is
But
one of my
if we can
favorite
please
characters.
bring back Eddie, that would make my life so happy.
I don't think he died.
I don't think so either.
Because the way they had it set up is it looks like he was injured up and they had like the bite marks and all that stuff all over him. But he wasn't like
could be a very
profusely
mighty-
beating. Like
he might-
yes.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. He might be their version of Cass. Like, you know.
In that world, I just think that D&D is like their like, it's like a prophecy essentially. Like it's starting to come true to them.
So like low key, if they end up having anything relevant towards Eddie could come back as like Oathbreaker Paladin out of nowhere. He's brave as all hell and he's beating ass. Like awesome. I would.
He's been fighting like hell to help to like protect them down there, you know.
Alright.
He's the Doomslayer.
So we left off with Tora. You did one of your stunning strikes on another one of the barbarians currently being possessed. From there, we cut over to Zoe. Zoe. Again, there's a bunch of different cups here from different generations of time. The fire god, kind of pointing over to them, has instructed you to choose wisely. Specifically, one of them would make you the Messiah of the Flame. The others is death.
Oh shit.
Oh fuck.
Last Crusade.
I'm gonna look at Zoe's gonna go ahead and look at the cups. And I want to remember the cup that he chose. the one that he had at the that banquet that they had.
So you remember that mug, but it was like it doesn't seem to match the ones that are currently on the table. The ones on the table look like they were fit for a king. Maybe not a humble type of cup, right? A lot of them have adornments like gems. Others are made of gold. Some of them are platinum. Others are just made of metal, and they just seem to have been like twisted up to look like wine glasses, nice and fancy looking. And then there's others that are kind of made of obsidian. Um, so there's a good variety of different cups here.
Was it always the same cup every single time?
Each cup belonged to someone before me, before I became the fire god. There are many others simply because their passage of time was not very long, or they gave up their power, or they failed to bring light to the mortal planes.
When you chose yours, did it feel like it called to you?
It was made for me by my followers.
She's gonna look at the cups again and inspect each one.
Go ahead and make a wisdom check. And this will count as an action, by the way.
Okay.
Meanwhile, you and me on the other side of the door. Go sleep, go sleep, go sleep, go sleep.
Essentially.
You have inspiration, don't you?
I do have inspiration. I'm using my inspiration.
Don't spend your inspiration because you get one more just because of
Okay.
a little while back.
Oh, okay.
So you get to spend it, use it, but keep one on the tally board. So
Okay.
Okay.
you have
just
one
don't
more
need those.
essentially.
Okay. Well, it is. If it's a 1, is that like an automatic fail? Or
You're
will I still
right now.
try
You're
with
trying to just use your
Okay.
wisdom to
So-
discern amongst
Okay,
all the cups
so-
that are there. I'd say like right now you're looking at about 11 of them.
Okay.
They
I
kind
like
of
that
give you.
you actually remember my wisdom.
You want one of those? You can have one of those. What'd you get?
So it's right what you just said, 11. Because my wisdom was 10, and I rolled a 1. Because my dice hate me.
So you kind of like you're looking at the 11 cups sitting before you. You kind of look at this metal one. You look at this one that's made of wood. There's one that's made of gold, silver. One seems to stick out as obsidian. Another one made of crystal, and another one made of brass. But you're kind of like not sure, looking amongst them, which one would be the right choice here.
Okay, so that's not expending your inspiration. You didn't re-roll that.
Yeah.
So you have 2 still.
Yeah, I know.
It's 3.
And you said that was an action?
Correct. Don't worry about that. I'm not giving you sugar or candy right now. You can have one of those bars or some of those chips.
She's gonna, like, she's still gonna be looking at the cups, but she's gonna think to herself. One that my followers would have made. And she's going to...
The only resembles from is just Homer's face on the cup.
That is creepy! But she's gonna think on that.
The other side is wrong.
Okay. All right. From there we go over to Terry.
Terry.
Mm-hmm.
Let me open up the thing.
How do you think I felt outmatched by the thing that you put in my story thing?
That was so mean, though.
Doesn't mean Fenrir won't give up.
You can battle on forever until you flatten the whole earth.
So am I still stealth then? Since I succeeded last round?
Yes.
Okay.
He's just like, you weirdo.
Terry is going to...
I mean, right now, like 4 barbarians are stunned. 1 is downed, and the demon is no longer in his body.
And then there's the girl.
And then the girl. Correct.
Terry's just gonna try to knock the shit out of the girl.
Go to sleep.
Just, instead of like punching, it's just batting right on the face.
Yeah. Which one's higher? Okay, so unarmed would be higher for plus 16. What? Can it be plus 16 for an unarmed strike?
Yes.
Jesus.
You got to think about it this way. It's your proficiency. It's whatever your wisdom is. And then if you have any crazy items, such as anything that increases your melee prowess.
Yeah. Would Terry have 2 attacks or just 1?
Terry?
Yeah. It doesn't say on here.
If it makes
No, it's a rogue. Rogues only have 1 attack. They have a bonus offhand attack.
Plus, this would be a sneak attack, technically.
Okay.
So, someone's just gonna have to walk me through on the whole sneak attack thing.
You're just rolling with advantage because you're stealth.
So,
What's your roll?
2 nat ones. What the fuck? 2 nat ones. How?
Not concerning.
I can see you now, pretty fur baby.
What else they can do?
God.
Oh yeah, pervert possessed the body.
Oh.
He over there going.
I never said furries were off the table.
Terry go,
Goodness.
shit, and then move away.
Scuttle.
Just the opposite side of the
The way
wall.
that raccoon ran.
Going back toward like Tora and well, they can't see.
No, come back, pretty pussy.
This is how we get canceled.
I was like, fuck
I've heard worse shit.
I know.
Okay.
Well,
Like we're not even close to Sam Riegel right now.
So I fucked up. Go behind Tora and try to hide again.
You what?
So
I fucked up.
I don't have advantage on that. So I'll wait. For that you roll high. Wow.
So 19 plus 12.
Yeah,
so
you're
31.
you're
You're
again.
again.
Yeah. Congratulations.
It rolled
Terry.
high for the stealth.
You just feel claws latch onto your back.
It's not citrus.
From there, you just see the demon that's currently possessing the girl. They kind of like touch their body, just kind of like feeling themselves. Like, I think I'm gonna just head on out now. Turns and just starts climbing the wall and starts smashing their head against the glass. And then just
Oh,
falls.
they broke through.
Jesus.
What the fuck?
Rodney, stay silent.
You just hear like the machines on the other side. What are you doing? You do not belong here. And then like some sort of fight is happening on the other side. Beep. Beep.
Okay.
Alright, and from there we go back to the top of the order. Rodney. What the fuck? You got 5 stunned barbarians, well, 4 stunned barbarians on the ground, 1 demon in the room, and another one just like crawled out of the room and busted the glass. Just to get out of there.
Okay, let's just
Because
deal
he
with
just
what we
did-
have right here
He
first.
just didn't care. He just loved that he had a new body.
I'm gonna touch it.
How far are you from the demon right now?
Oh my god.
I'm like about 5 feet from it.
I'm gonna run up your back, essentially running up Terry's body also, and kick off both your heads towards the demon and just.
What's this obsession with all these players wanting to run off of each other or jump off?
He's
of
a
each
monk.
Other? But like, I know, but like, stop trying to rationalize it. I'm asking in general because if it's not a monk, It's an elf trying to jump off of a dwarf, or a dwarf trying to jump off of an
You ever
elf.
watch Lord of the Rings?
Listen.
I counted 21. I counted 22.
Did you really?
No, I was saying Legolas running on the stones, natural 20.
No, that was definitely a nat 20. Fucking running on pebbles. Get the hell out of here. That's literally where my brain said, okay, yeah, it's a magic universe, but this is not computing for
This
me
is
at all.
Dungeons and Dragons.
No.
So, still advantage since I'm invisible.
I just didn't buy that scene at all.
So first attack. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna keep doing the unarmed strikes. Those feel a little bit better. I don't think this one's gonna hit at all. 16.
It's a hit?
Yeah.
It hits.
Okay.
They're barbarians.
This
This
is
one's a spirit.
the demon.
Oh, the demon?
Yeah.
Yeah, you hit. They don't have armor on either. They're practically naked. That thing is swinging right now.
Gonna grab and twist.
Oh my
God!
16 damage.
16. What kind of damage?
This is the bludgeoning damage, but it counts as magical. And then second attack. Actually, I'm gonna flurry of blows. So bonus action, 2 more unarmed attacks.
So you have 3 attacks in total right now.
4, because I have the 2 attacks and then the flurry of blows adds the other 2.
But you did the 1 already.
Yeah.
So you have 3 left.
Yeah, but I use flurry of blows, which adds that as a bonus.
I know.
Yeah. So, oh, so you're saying how many
You
I
have 3 left.
Yeah. I thought you meant in total. That's what I had. Yes. Sorry. Shut the fuck up. So 12 plus 13, so 25.
21.
Damage or
That's attack.
That hits, yeah.
18 damage. And let me see how this thing works. So since I use Flurry of Blows, I can use Flurry of Healing and Harm also. So I'm going to use the Harm part. So I can pretty much use it without spending a key point. So it deals an extra D8 damage, I believe. Or something. Yeah, an extra D8. Plus 3, so 6 necrotic damage.
Okay.
And then this is the second attack from Flurry of Blows. Total 23. 16 damage. And then still up. I'm gonna go into my second action attack. 9 plus 13.
Yep.
Okay. 13 damage. Stunning strike. Not sure if it'll work on a demon, but
As long as
Demons are ethereal in nature, so basically you're just shoving your key into its body to see what happens.
like it has condition immunities, but
Doesn't say
stunned is not one of them.
Yeah.
that was a total of 3 key points.
But they're gonna pass it down the grapevine to let all the other demons know, like, hey, we gotta work on stunned.
Did he go down?
That's actually literally happening right now.
That can't.
They're just like, we gotta work on something with this shit.
Did he go down?
Huh?
Did he go down?
He's got 1. What kind of is a con, right? 14.
Constitution.
Yeah.
He did.
He failed.
Okay. Yep.
So he's stunned. And then that's when I'll finally land.
You jumped up and started punching.
Yeah, I literally jumped off of him and just.
Literally
Essentially.
did, what's his name?
Kung Lao.
No. Marvel Rivals. What's his name?
Oh,
Oh, Iron Fist.
Iron
Iron
Fist.
Fist.
Literally chasing
Exactly.
Iron Man through the air.
Yeah.
Like, bro, you're broken.
that's basically what I did, and then I rolled to my feet.
Okay. And that's your turn?
Deep Town Home.
And
Jeepo Town Home! Alright.
just to make sure there's nothing else I can do here.
Alright, from there,
Okay, yeah.
you're in that room, sitting over these cups, contemplating, trying to figure out. You can hear the as the hand begins to kind of push through even further and further, and suddenly you hear like a and like a sound of like something retracting, and you hear Eris say, something happened, and there's like a pop and a crack coming from down the hall that kind of echoes, and then you hear like a scream of pain, and then it just cuts short. And then from there, I'm going to go over to that's happening there. You guys hear a bunch of crashing noises coming from that med room. There's the sound of like some sort of like scrap metal hitting the wall, and then all of a sudden you see something fly into the room and land on the ground next to you. Just, and you notice that it's like the hand of the girl. And you quickly hear a
Tora just kind of like leans over, picks up the hand.
Eats it.
Speaking of which, it's your turn.
You're pointing somewhere. So
Speaking of which, it's your turn now.
hey, Roddy.
Hey,
Rodney.
Rodney, you see this? You see this? Throws the hand down. It's your face. Oh God! Ah!
Tora.
Looking around. I'm gonna find the closest one that's incapacitated, and I'm gonna start beating the shit out of them.
Out of a barbarian, right?
Yeah.
Technically, there's 3 of them that can get back up on their turn now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then at the end of your turn, the other one can.
Yeah. So, addition stun. See what happens with roll. Attacks against the target will be advantage. Cool. Okay, that's all I need to know. 29. I'm gonna just roll, because also the holy water's gone from the one turn. 30 for that attack. Not damage, the attack roll. And then I'm gonna spend a key point. Natural 20. So in total, we're gonna make it force damage this time. 7, 14 points of force damage. Another 14 points of force damage.
There's the total at this point.
So that's 28, 21, 49 points of force damage on one of them. And I still have 2 more to go.
Okay.
27.
That hits.
9 points of force damage.
Okay.
And that hits 31. And that's 12 points of force damage.
Okay. So at this point, you're like, you drop down, you're like pummeling down on this barbarian's body. Blood coming out of these orifices, and the entire time you hear a voice saying, Jesus, calm the fuck down! Isn't he your friend?
I'm pretty sure he'll enjoy
You
this.
just slowly see like the tear. Yeah.
I technically don't know who he is. I'm sorry.
You like lift up, you smack down that last time, and then you just see the demon pop right out and says, "Jesus fucking Christ, you're disgusting. You know that? You didn't have to go and do that to him."
You climbed inside of him. Who's disgusting?
He kind of liked it.
You kind of liked it.
I did.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna take you too.
Do they
No.
all sound like
Oh yeah. I want to tickle
Do
your
they all
brain.
sound like Franklin?
Why?
I want to tickle your brain.
Oh my god. Now I can't unhear it.
I want to say other things, but the church guidelines prevent me.
That's right, they break the fourth wall.
Oh God. The what guidelines?
Exactly.
These guys are insane.
And that's your turn? All right. From there, we go over to Zoe.
I've been here my whole life.
I've been here for 30 years.
I assume, like, last turn you purposely didn't take an action. You were trying to figure something out, okay? So, if you want to make that wisdom check to try to narrow down your choices, maybe, like, discern a little bit better, make it a bonus action instead, and then you'll have your main action still to kind of use. I feel like that's a little more fair.
These aren't gonna count real fast because I'm testing real fast.
Okay.
Because,
See how much
I
dice
think-
like her today.
yeah, because all of them might be mad at me.
This could... Listen. Whatever happens
This is
tonight...
the perfect way to do it. Just roll it on top of the other dice.
I was joking on that one, but doesn't call me.
I mean, it can't be any worse than double.
This is also happening. She's also gonna be remembering those that she fought with, like Fenrir, Tora, Rodney. She's gonna remember the ones she's encountered with as well as way backing up. And remember her past.
Maurice.
Tori. Oh my god. That's
The
Wasn't
fucking
that-
rabbit.
the fuck. I thought it was an elf. The fucking rabbit, man.
Fuck Edward.
No, she will remember Eddard and Ona and LaFay.
The one time he was just shirtless in the garden.
Eating ass.
Why are you mad at me today?
I would say do the inspiration.
Yeah, we're doing inspiration on that. And you said I had two?
Yeah, so essentially, I gave you an extra one. I forget the reason why. Like, I gifted you something. But I remember it was just an extra point. So if you spend the one that you have already, just don't erase it.
Okay.
You still have the one left.
What if she can feel the love of Rodney and it...
Shut up! Let's get through this. Come on, focus.
19.
19.
So
She's so
at a 19, you're kind of like dismissing that wooden cup. Maybe like that metal one that seems kind of like real simple. At this point, you're kind of looking at the brass, the crystal, obsidian, the silver, and the gold one, and you're kind of thinking like, if this was members of the past, what kind of people they might have been. You know, they did ascend, like, you know, from mortal into a god. Maybe they were as greedy as the last guy in the other room. Maybe they were as humble as Genji is, you know. So, kind of going with that line of thinking, you start to realize that a lot of these cups might have been from, like, higher class craftsmanship. So, these are the 5 that are kind of remaining before you. If you need me to relist them, just let me know.
Gold, silver, crystal, obsidian, brass also.
And brass.
And the brass one.
There's 5 that you're kind of like reducing down to.
She's gonna place her hand on her heart and just be looking at the 5. See which one is actually like calling to her in a way.
You can spend your action to go ahead and roll the wisdom check again. You have to beat a 19 now, which was your last roll.
27.
So with a 27, kind of look over the gold one, right? But something in you kind of just says, no. Like, if you're a god, you might want something a little more unique, right? So silver also kind of falls off as well. Brass quickly after, you're just like, it's too simple, you know? And maybe you look over at the old fire god, and he's kind of just looking at you, no expression. And you're looking at the obsidian and the crystal on the table now. And since that was your action, that is your turn. From there, we go over to Terry. You hear more crashing noises, the splatter of blood, laughter coming from the other room. Come on, man.
It's at
It's 10:47. I'm trying to.
Okay. Is there a barbarian close by on the ground? That's still stunned?
Yeah, there's still plenty of stuns. They 1, 2, 3,
Would
4,
Terry know?
5 stuns.
Would Terry know if holy water can just
No, you restun
knock
that one.
a demon out
So
of
you
the
got
body?
a demon on the ground that's stunned, and then 4 barbarians that are just stunned.
Would Terry know if holy water can just knock a demon out of a body or something?
No.
No? Fuck. Just,
Holy water.
how much damage does holy water do?
2d6.
2d6?
Unfortunately, it's not special against actual demons.
Just for the moment, still holding on to Tora's back. I just kind of, hey, let me see your hands again.
What?
Put your hands together.
Okay, God, Jesus.
Use a second use of the holy water on his hands.
That's the second charge.
Yeah.
And now you're cleansed.
And then, I guess I'll hide again on his back.
Are the demons still stunned at this point?
The new stunning one, it's not unstunned until his turn.
Yeah, the end of my turn.
The other ones, if it's their turn, they can get back up there.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll pour another use of holy water onto his hands and
just
try to hide again on his back, I guess.
And just literally tell him, you got this. You can do this.
You got this. I just don't know what to do with them. It's horrible.
This is not a situation for rogues.
So dirty 20.
For stealth.
Yeah. And I'll just hold an attack in case
This is
one
just
of them comes close to Tora. I can just be like,
I mean, it works.
Alright.
This is my cat skin backpack, everybody. It randomly applies holy water.
D&D Beyond keeps knocking me out of the character sheet. I'm sure I still have the extended uses. Okay, nothing reset. Just holding tightly to your back.
So that's it for that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where's your tiger?
He's like equipped to me right now.
Okay.
So I got like these stripes.
Okay.
Tora, make a charisma save.
Oh, fuck.
24.
Just pass. The demon before you seems to kind of have this weird look in his eye. He licks his lips and everything, and then just. Oh,
Did it come close to him?
you got a hard head, don't you?
No, maybe you're just not strong enough.
Maybe. That's so mean of you. The others start to kind of like slowly sit up in their barbarian bodies. looking around, and they just look at you.
The one guy with like a furry backpack.
I know there's another one around here somewhere, so maybe he'll come out the more we hit you.
Terry right now just toots.
You're stupid.
Tail does like one of those.
Like the
Jeez. One comes at you with a 9,
No.
swinging his axe.
Kind of like,
Swings over your head. Another one comes at you. 14.
no.
Another one comes at you. 17.
No.
Another one comes at you. 21.
That just makes it.
With that one, Terry goes like this.
12 points of slashing damage.
I am going to deflect the attack.
Fantastic.
I'm not even going to have to roll for that because I already have plus 19.
Terry made an unarmed strike at that one.
Oh, wait. I could redirect the
Actually,
attack.
I would have.
Oh, do it.
I have advantage on
So-
it too.
So on that attack, I kind of like lean back, place my hand on it, and send it into the barbarian next to him.
Solid. It sinks the blade into the other barbarian.
So
Careful, I just got this thing. And he, like, instead of pulling it out, he just drags it out of him, making sure that the blood splatters across the ground. And he's just like, that looks good on you.
that's 16 additional points of damage.
What's a dirty 20 give me? It's 16 and then 4 I rolled.
A hit? You're just trying to, like, hit one of
Yeah,
the
Terry
or
just went to
something?
that one that hit him.
Okay, yeah.
I guess that's just 3 damage. I don't know.
So you just slice their
Yeah, it just says damage plus
Their
3.
shin.
It doesn't show any dice on it.
On the other side, you hear another, like, you hear the voice of the girl kind of mixed with, like, this disembodied demonic voice, just saying, "Oh, my love, the conditions they left you in. What I would do to have your body." And then you just hear, "Oh well."
Good question also. The demon. Wait, no, that one's stunned. Never mind. So yeah, never mind. I was gonna see if Rodney can do a reactionary attack, but no.
This is on the other side in the med bay.
This is
No, I meant like
the
since
crackling
everyone was
going around.
moving in on him, but I don't think any of them were near me to do that.
So literally, Toro just like kind of bobbed and weaved and then sent an axe at somebody else.
Brassy! Bob's Burgers, anyone?
Relax. Top of the order, we go back to Rodney.
Shit.
So you
If you
got
could stun them again, that'd be really nice.
4 barbarians currently back up and possessed, 1 demon in the room, and another one is unaccounted for. You good?
Okay, I got 6 charges left.
Glorious.
Okay. I'm just gonna run across the demon that I stunned. Go in between your legs, and I'm going to just try to punch the barbarians that are flanking them right
As you
now.
slide between them?
Yes.
Are you still invisible too?
Yes. As long as I have the hood on, I'm invisible.
Rodney, grab a twist.
Pretty good.
Now tie it together.
You know when like the one character's just like, I got this, and goes. Everybody's just groin grabbing all of a sudden.
Okay, so as I'm sliding in between Tora's legs, first attack. You're a
This
pop.
is getting out of hand.
2 monks.
So 26.
That's, yep.
I'm
sorry.
I'm at least a normal one right now.
Grab a twist.
I'm just enjoying how much effort you guys are putting into this right now.
Oh, these two?
There's more coming. It's obvious.
That's pretty much it.
So 10 damage. Stun if I can. So Constitution roll.
Well,
He's stunned. Just a ball tap. Just
keep going.
next one. I don't think that's gonna hit at all. Wait, no. 15?
Yes.
Okay.
Weak ass barbarians.
I mean, their armor is pretty weak, but their health is fucking crazy.
So 15 damage. Stun.
4.
Stunned.
Oh my god.
And you said there was 3 barbarians?
Yeah, there's 3 left.
So I'm gonna spend a key point for Flurry of Blows.
No, there's 2 left that are currently possessed.
2?
Because one of the demons is out, and then the other demon took the girl's body and left.
I thought there were 5 barbarians because we stunned 1 demon. There's
Then I'm counting the girl for one of them. So
okay.
yeah, then there's 3. You're right.
Okay, so for the 3rd barbarian, Flurry of Blows. 19?
Yeah, it hits.
Honestly, I'm surprised with Rodney right now.
They got a 4 again.
So they just take 9 damage.
Yeah, you're just stunning barbarians left and
So
right.
stun.
Yeah.
And then there's a demon still up right now.
yes.
So I'll use the last Flurry of Blows to go at him.
No, wait. Let me tell you something.
He can't see shit. He doesn't know what's coming.
No. Wait. Whatever's happening right now, please.
So
Hey.
15 plus 13.
Don't touch me.
It's okay.
It's 28 total.
That hits.
You're gonna go sleep now. Well,
Night-night.
not exactly, but
So that's 10 damage. And I'm going to spend one of my keys to deal harm, so an extra D8 damage. I still have one more.
1 more key point.
Yeah.
So this is stun. You're going for the stun on the demon.
7 necrotic damage added. Stun. That's my final key
Yeah,
point.
that one failed the stun too.
Yeah, so they're all back on the ground.
Damn, you guys are really bad at your jobs.
We didn't take stun into account.
This is going very well.
Don't worry, we sent up documentation to the right people. They'll look into it for us.
Just do a front flip. I can't, but that would be awesome if I could. Just an extra front flip, just.
Zoe, you hear another cracking sound coming from behind you, and then a very frustrated. And Eris is like, "You're gonna have to hurry up. He's actually starting to come through."
Yeah, two.
And from there, we go over to
Should be Zoe's turn.
They're
Tora.
Tora. Oh. I rolled higher than you in initiative.
Yes,
So you got barbarians on the ground right now, and 1 demon on the ground as well.
2 demons on the. Oh, yeah, 2, because one of them can get up now on his turn, and then the other one just got stunned also.
Kind of like looking around. Huh. But
My staff is just slowly just stop vibrating. It's like, is this danger? I'm kidding.
Is Rodney out of the area?
The last thing I hit was the demon. I would say he probably stepped back like 5 feet just to kind of keep distance a little bit, but he's still invisible.
So looking at all of them on the ground. And Gonna do. Let me see if I can even choose force damage on this thing.
Insight check on DM.
I like your house. I like your house.
It actually looks pretty cool. Check it out.
I can't see. I'm short.
So like, I kind of pull my bag down, and then I open it and I remove the 4 potions out and the dispelling stone that I have, and I put
Stop.
that in
Please sit.
another pouch, and I set the potions in my backpack, and I kind of like grab from a little pouch on my side, and I like look at this. I throw the bag at the center of them, where they're like kind of all together, and I throw a bead of force inside the bag.
Okay.
They're incapacitated, so I don't think they can.
Stunned.
It's treating them as incapacitated. If you look at the trait known as stun under conditions. Stunned is while the stun condition you experience the following effects. You are incapacitated and you have the incapacity condition. Saving throws are affected. You automatically fail strength and dexterity saving throws.
Okay.
And attack rolls against you have advantage.
Okay.
I am proceeding to throw a bead of force inside a intradimensional backpack and sending them all away.
The barbarians. Okay.
So they get sent to a random location on the astral plane.
So it's just
Gone.
Okay. And they're gone. Not much I can say on that.
I have to get myself another backpack.
I think your backpack's gone.
Yeah, I know.
But that was pretty cool, right? I stunned quite a few of them.
You did good, buddy. We're alive.
Now where's that bitch?
I don't know.
But that remembers. Fuck, they're still cultists.
Yeah,
No,
the cultists are just
the
standing in the
cultists
room
are-
right now.
They're just empty vessels.
Yeah.
At least to our knowledge currently, they just look like empty
Banging at the
vessels.
door. Unless that
Yeah.
stopped, I don't know.
There was some banging like throughout the time, but it slowly like stopped all of a sudden.
I wonder what the banging was.
From there, we go over to Zoe.
Just
So behind you, you hear the crackling sound of this creature trying to push through the barrier. Just every once in a while, you hear like a.
Zoe's gonna look towards the crystal class. The crystal one. And she's gonna like see what it, like how it feels to be her in a way.
Say make an insight check at this point.
Alright.
You gotta roll high.
A 15?
this would be that last inspiration if you change that.
You're holding it. It feels, it feels right. Or it feels nice in your hands. It's got a feeling to it, right? But you don't know if it's the feeling you're looking for. In fact, you pick it up and you see a liquid begin to just fill itself inside of the cup. And the fire god says, "Is this your choice?"
You have one more.
I'm gonna go ahead and do my inspiration for the reroll.
Okay.
option would have been selected, so it's
Yeah.
only 15.
Still 15. But that missing out of my inspirations.
But you feel the love of Rodney coursing through this. I'm sorry.
And to put that in action for the insight.
Bonus action.
Bonus action.
Yeah, reaction left.
This is stressful.
Yeah, you look like a prisoner.
She's gonna look at the obsidian one. Why do you remind me of home? And she's gonna look at that one, then towards the crystal one. Am I able to do an insight roll for the obsidian as an action?
Sure.
Use a different dice,
Yeah, I'm grounded.
just in case.
I feel like the eye throws off the spin sometimes.
Yeah, it does a little bit.
21.
You are still looking between the two cups. Very unsure.
Is it stressing me out?
She's gonna close her eyes as she's holding the crystal one. She's gonna whisper out, I've always loved you, Fenrir. And I wish I got to spend more time with you. And she's gonna look towards the fire god. This is the one that I'll choose.
You must drink.
She holds the goblet and then looks at the liquid. Eris, if I'm gone, and this wasn't the path, make sure he's fine.
Are you sure this is the one? I can feel it. You don't seem sure at all.
The obsidian one reminded me of home. My father and my mother. I remember they actually had the talisman outside our home, created of that. But that was before that whole fire burned it.
If it reminded you of something, maybe that's a connection.
She's gonna place the goblet down and then look at the obsidian. And she's gonna smile. It's funny because I can feel them here with me. As if this was my whole purpose. And she's gonna pick up the obsidian.
It begins to fill with the liquid.
But promise me, Eris, stay with him no matter what and watch him. I don't know what he would do.
The screams and the struggle coming down the hallway get louder, get distorted. Whatever power is holding it back is truly fighting him from entering this hall. Eris presses his head against your shoulder, closing his eyes and resting, and says,
uses the goblet against her lips and drinks it.
As you drink this, you hear the sudden cry of the creature at the end of the hall. No! No! And then there's the sound of a crack and a flash of light at the end of the tunnel. And you can just hear Genji shout, "I have you now, you son of a bitch!" You guys within the hall see the wisp above you kind of move around and then suddenly vanish.
Take your hood off.
There's suddenly a sound like crackling lightning from the other room. You can see lights blinking, and then the glass shatters as something on the other side powerfully blasts out. You guys might take cover as the shards of glass hit the ground. The robots still interconnected with one another. They suddenly drop their link to each other, and they stand on either side of the doors. You finish the cup, and you set it down. And when you look at the fire god, he says, "You are now the Messiah of fire. But this is not the end, for it will be much harder in the days to come." And then you see his body begin to just disintegrate into ash, and he begins to fall away into nothing.
Rest easy, my friend.
You say this, and you feel suddenly a shock go through your body. You feel this strength surge through your body.
Can you imagine if he was just like eat shit, die?
That hurts.
The room around you, you start to kind of feel it moving around you. You're still standing in one place, but it feels like you're about to spin out of control. You have this swell in your stomach like butterflies forming, and it seems to kind of overwhelm you, and it makes you feel sick for a moment. But then you just suddenly feel this strength and resolve within you. Eris is kind of like hopped off and is just standing off to the side watching you as you kind of levitate up. The garbs you're wearing begin to transform into an all-white kimono. And the fire that emanates off of your body, including Eris, turns into a white-hot color. You begin to see the forms of people around you, faces familiar to you, from long past, your families and ancestors, and people that were within your village that you've lost. People that have been with you on this path, suddenly there. All the way up to the closest ones, being the ones who've been with you in the last few years. The initiative, and even the members that are waiting outside. You see that all these faces begin to kind of diminish until you see that there's 6 silhouettes before you. And you have this feeling within you that this is a time to choose. Only 6 can be your closest followers.
She's gonna smile, looking at towards the 6. Tora. Rodney. Fenrir. LaFay.
backpack cat.
Terrestrius.
Who the fuck?
There's at least one more.
Edar.
As you say each name, you see the silhouettes of the beings before you begin to take shape of those people. Tora, you feel this like fire kind of like build inside of you. Rodney, you yourself can feel this connection to Zoe as well all of a sudden. You know in your mind suddenly that she succeeded. You feel it in your heart that the faith you placed in her has been rewarded.
Looks like we need to start a fan club.
We cut out across. We cut out across beyond the god's temple to the initiative itself, where you, Fenrir, are currently helping pack an entire cart for your brother, who readies himself for an adventure in the north. And as he's about to bid you farewell, you feel this power surge through you, and Zoe's name, her image, comes to your mind instantly. You feel the love and passion that she has for you. You might look out across, and you're looking in the direction that you know or feel that she's in. Eddard, you yourself at this point in time are maybe seated with your brother in the castle. And this sensation washes over you, and your brother looks at you and he says, "Eddard, are you okay?"
Fine. Just an interesting feeling came over me just now.
They're kind of like looking off in that distance.
Terry, also kind of feeling this.
Nails finally pull out of your back.
You okay, backpack cat?
So I totally did all of that. That's what we tell everyone.
Oh, shut up. I guess the groves are new home.
The feeling that you're getting, becoming so overwhelmed and now in control of this power, you begin to slowly descend down. The image of these 6 people in your mind, still very strong. The room stops to spin, and you're suddenly back in that circular room with the cups before you. The passage behind you is now clear, and you can see into that room that there is a bundle of robes and armor kind of laid out across the floor. You can't tell from this distance who's who, or what may have happened in that room. The machines that are in there with you guys, they suddenly say, "The trial is finished. You may join your Messiah."
Are the cultist bodies still there?
They're still standing there.
They're just standing there.
Like Tora just
They're
like
all
walks.
dust.
I was just wondering if like they disappeared or not.
Tora kind of like walks up to one of them. Kind of like just
Some of them have like shards of glass that are sticking out of their body from that blast that happened, and they're just standing there like just staring.
He kind of just like kind of gives one a light push.
They like stumble back and just fall.
Yeah, no, they're absolutely brain dead, Rodney. Strip them.
Hello? Check and see if that one demon possessed girl's still there.
No. If you were to peer into that room, all you see is a dead body, and there's like scraps of metal, and there's chunks of flesh laying about with blood splattered across the ground.
Looks
We'll
like
worry
we got
about
a
that later.
Yeah, well, we got a problem in the future, I guess.
Come on, Tor. Come on, Terry.
Zoe is just
Our
Messiah
fighting
awaits.
Eris.
Eris, overwhelmed, now has like this white, hot, fiery glow about them instead of being orange anymore. And they're just like, We changed colors.
Wait, did our clothes change at all?
No.
Did citrus change?
You also.
Wow. Okay.
Citrus turned
Sit-
orange.
So
She's
you
a normal
you
cat
now have permanent fire immunity, resistance to all other damage types, and the ability to cast Firestorm once per day.
Permanent fire resistance.
Okay. Come.
Firestorm? Once a day.
Oh,
Hey, you can go nuclear.
hold up. Oh,
And then
Oh.
immune to.
fire.
You are now immune to. You're permanently immune to fire damage.
And then there was another.
And your
thing.
resistance to
To
all
all
other damage types.
You don't need any of the shit that made you anymore.
You are not taking that!
You can just pass it out to the rest of the
Oh my
Dora and
God.
Rodney.
Eris is just like, I don't get it. Besides the color change, I don't feel any different. And like as like they say this, you guys you can hear like the doors open down the passage, and Eris is just like, huh. And then you suddenly see Eris's body like shift. Well, that was weird. What just happened to me? And from what you're looking at, Eris is no longer tiny. He is now a full-size fox.
Adorable.
You've finally grown.
I mean, I really got my body now?
Yes,
Holy
you did.
shit!
Cut.
And
You guys look amazing!
when you guys go into the room and you say this, there is a body of an elven man laid on across the ground, and half of its face is just blasted.
Ew.
And you guys see that there's a couple of people like that have been like lifted and slammed into the wall, and their blades have been stabbed into their chest, and they're just hanging there dead. You can see by the doors leading down the passage towards Zoe that there's this one tiefling kind of sitting there, and he looks at you guys and he's like, I did it.
Tora's gonna run up to him real fast because he obviously looks injured, right?
You see that he has a hole in his chest.
Zoe's gonna go ahead and walk towards him.
Holy shit, she can cast regeneration.
As you start to walk toward him, you are going over to the body, or to Rodney, and Terry. You both see Zoe making her way down this passage. And when you see her,
Did the whole holy shit you look amazing thing, but then like as I see everyone going toward a body, there was a hole in his chest still talking. It's like start kind of going over there, also dig through my bag real quick.
you see him as he kind of like sprawls down again this hallway. You kind of have this odd feeling creeping over you. They feel much further away, even though you can tell the passage isn't that long. Instead, what you see is the body of the elf start to twitch and move, and slowly sit up. His face half gone. You see that bits of flesh begin to kind of float and come off, and the body begins to lift off the ground. Behind you guys, you don't hear it as he begins to float up. The voice returns to your head and says, Ascension is not for the weak, and your newfound abilities do not pass on to your followers. And you see this radiance begin to grow off of him, and wings begin to sprout from his back. You guys begin to feel this energy building up behind you, powerful and unyielding. His face begins to break apart, and you see many eyes begin to appear and float in circular fashion. A crown begins to formulate of gold ornate leaves around his head. The wings suddenly become white and made of gold. His body begins to disintegrate into spiraling rings. The room getting brighter and brighter and brighter. Rodney, Terry, and Tora, you feel this burning sensation starting to run through you. Have any of you looked back yet?
Kind of like feeling that, he kind of like looks to the corner, like peripheral wise. Does he see what's going on?
As soon as you see it, you feel your mind break as you realize that this being is beyond anything you've ever seen in your life. This radiant power that's growing over you. You can kind of see Terry in the background just staring in shock. The room becoming brighter and brighter, except you don't see the bright light. You just see this angelic creature forming in the middle of the room. There's a flash.
Can I make a last ditch effort real fast?
In a flash of light, suddenly there's no angel. There's no Rodney. There's no Terry, Tora, or Genji. Just the remains of the dead bodies in that room. As suddenly, the party is gone. Eris nudging up to you. I don't understand. What was that?
Something far beyond what I've learned.
No. Eris
I-
begins to pace the room.
I don't believe they're gone like that.
What was that thing? I don't understand.
It's okay. I have faith in them.
Do you still feel a connection to them?
It's okay.
Eris pressing his head to you. Shares in the grief. The silence in the room. Broken suddenly by another knock. You hear a creaking noise as the door's knob is turned. You hear footsteps entering and approaching. And the first face you see is Red. He stops and he looks at you and surveys the room. And he says, perhaps I was a little too late. He gets pushed aside as Yuri enters the room. And she sees you and closes the gap to give you a hug. I miss you too.
I'm glad you're not gone.
I was. But he said,
She's gonna look towards Red. Thank you. I should have thought of you as someone that was compassionate. You made me realize that.
your friends, they're
They're gone. I couldn't protect them. But I knew. I should have known the whole time. If you guys leave, please find Fenrir and let him know to be safe for me. I still have to figure out this area anyway. For now.
stay here. But I know that we're going to find each other again.
She's gonna take off like a few of the flowers in her hair and place them in hers. I will always be watching you.
Your sister. And you're always going to be in my heart. I never forgot about you. About any of you. I found my way home. I'm going to be there for you.
Thank you. Be safe. And she's gonna hug her tightly. I saw Mom and Dad, and I know they're proud of you as well. No matter how stubborn you are.
As the two of you continue to embrace, we fade time ahead. You spent time in the temple in the coming days. What might have been a couple of days for your mortal self now feels like years are passing. As you learn more about the fire gods and who they were and how they came to be. But ultimately, you find the truth in one of these chambers. It's a round circular room, just like many of the others. But this one, in particular, seems to show you things. And one of the things that you are shown is a comet falling from the heavens. The comet descending rapidly towards the mortal planes. You recall that time that you had seen Arzon fall from the heavens. Still unclear as to why. You then see above that comet, almost like it had been sent down by this being itself. It's a man, dressed in gold and white. A star blooming around him. The image of Palor himself. You have this feeling within you as you see the gods all converge around him. One of them looks to him and says, "Are you sure this is the right choice?" And he simply says, "We have to make sure they love us." This image in your mind, you find yourself back in the room. The remains of the forge still shattered, still there. You reflect, you ponder, and that's where we end tonight's session.
Obviously, just to add a little bit more tragedy to that. When you saw Ronnie disappear, like as he was kneeling down to like start ministering also, he did kind of look at you and just the final thing you see from him was just.
There's more I gotta tell you. But I'll tell you on the side.
Are we actually dead?
Are these characters actually dead? Damn. Okay.
For now. Son of a bitch. Fuck you.
They were fun characters. Why'd you?
Fuck you and your whole family.
You are his family!
Fuck me then.